Today we're doing a Christmas tag. I can't wait, so let's get to it. Welcome to No Excuses. My name is Mary Fran. This is my place to lose 150 pounds and be the best version of me possible. So thanks for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. And if you haven't already done so, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So like I said, we're doing a tag today. So yes, today we are doing a tag, and this tag comes from Mary Gets Fit. If you haven't already checked her out, go ahead and do so. She's an awesome channel and an awesome gal. This tag is all about Christmas, so that is awesome. And I do apologize, I am filming this in my car while I'm driving up to my mother's house to grace her with my presence. So, question number 1. What is your favorite? Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve? I'm going to actually, first of all, go ahead and knock out New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. They really don't hold any much sway for me. I like New Year's Day because I'm off work. New Year's Eve, whatever. And that just leaves Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. And up until recently, I would have said Christmas Day was my absolute favorite. It's the time where my family gets together. We do our Christmas gifts on Christmas Day. It's just awesome. But since Jason and I have been together, we have actually started our own Christmas Eve tradition. And that tradition is that we actually have our own meal on Christmas Eve. We exchange our own gifts on Christmas Eve. And it's our own personal private time. So I'm going to have to say, probably since the last couple years came around, Christmas Eve is my favorite. Number 2, what is your favorite Christmas drink? Water. Nothing much changes. I drink water. Boring, I know. Water. And yes, I do have my water to take along to my mommy's house. Number 3, what is your favorite Christmas dessert? This one is so hard because my first thing was pecan tassies. They're so delicious. But then I started thinking, I'm like, date dainties. Oh my word, they're delicious. I need to stop right now before I start salivating. Those two are probably the 2 main ones that I only get at Christmas. Everything else, we get cutout cookies, we get, those are the ones that I usually do just at Christmas. So yeah, those 2. Pecan tassies and date dainties. Delicious. And don't let the word date fool you because there's a lot of sugar and they're coated and they're rolled in powdered sugar. And yeah, they're not healthy for you, even though they're made of dates. Filled Christmas cookies. That would have to be my favorite. Yes, the filled cookies, much better, much better. That's my favorite. Forget the other 2. They're good, but this is my favorite. Totally forgot about them. And oh my word, yes, it is my birthday. I'm heading up to my mom's. I am filming this on my birthday as I head up to my mom's, and my mom sometimes makes these for my birthday. I might get lucky today. What these are is it's a filled cookie. Years ago, my grandmother would always get them from her neighbor. She made them every year, and my grandmother got them because she knew I loved them. And years later, my mom actually went and hung out with a neighbor and made the cookies, but nobody could ever perfect it. Nobody could do it like this lady, even though multiple people went and helped her make the cookies. Nobody could do it the right way. And the neighbor has been gone for years now. She passed away years ago. And my mom, over the last 5 or 10 years, has experimented with the cookies. And she finally perfected it a couple years back. And I think it's perfect. And not only that, but I actually took some to work because I knew that the lady who made the cookies, her son would come into my work at the bank. And I gave him some, and he said they were spot on. So, filled cookies, and I may be a lucky girl. Happy birthday to me today. Mama came through with the cookies. Number 4, do you have any special traditions? I would say the biggest tradition that we have is that in the last 20 to 30 years, my mom has always bought us each an ornament for the Christmas tree. And it's just really neat to look back and see the ornaments and see what was interesting me. Like the year that I got my humpback trunk that you've seen in some of my videos, my mom got me a humpback trunk ornament. I have a KitchenAid mixer ornament. I mean, some years my mom just gets something that's more general, but some years she just really nails what the year was about or who I am. So that is awesome. And a couple weeks ago, I put a video up and it had a silly clip of me with an ornament on my glasses.
I didn't bring enough dinner.
I'm feeling quite festive and I'm decorated for Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
You were great.
Everywhere you go.
I don't know where to hang it.
I have a perfect place to hang it.
I see.
And that ornament was a popsicle, a chocolate fudge-sicle. And that ornament was actually the last ornament that my mom got for my dad before he passed away. And actually, my dad passed away before Christmas, but he had been given the ornament earlier. So that ornament is actually very special, even though I was being really silly with it. Number 5, are you on the naughty or nice list? Oh, I'm always nice. It's not in my nature to be naughty, is it? You be the judge. Let me know in the comments. Number 6, if you could celebrate Christmas with anyone, who would it be? And if I have to go with people that are alive, I would actually say exactly who I'm going to be celebrating Christmas with. My family. My brother, his family, my mom, Jason's parents. I'm celebrating exactly with who I would want to celebrate with. If I could add in people that are no longer with us, I would definitely say my dad. I miss my dad like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, I would love my dad to be with us. Number 7, what is your favorite Christmas song? And if you're brave enough, will you sing it? For some reason, I have always loved The Little Drummer Boy. That song has always gotten me. As I got older, the Hallelujah chorus from Handel's Messiah is absolutely phenomenal. And if you've never sung it in a choir, you're missing something. It is the most enthralling, heart-filling, soul-satisfying thing. I'm not going to sing the Hallelujah chorus because, it's just kind of doesn't work with just one person. You need all the parts. But I will sing a little bit of The Little Drummer Boy. Come, they told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I am a newborn king, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. That's enough. Number 8. What is a must-watch movie for you? I'm going to say must-watch Christmas is actually all of the cartoons. You've just got to watch the cartoons. How can you not watch The Grinch, the old one? How can you not watch Santa Claus is Coming to Town and The Winter Warlock? Put one foot in front of the other. It's just those are classics. You gotta watch them. But if we're going to stick straight with movies, I'm going to say that you almost always have to get at least one Scrooge. I don't care if it's the one with Henry Winkler, which is probably my favorite, or if it's the old Charles Dickens Christmas Carol that they filmed in black and white. I don't really care. You have to watch at least one of them. And yes, we have already watched one. We will be watching more though. Number 9, what is one thing you hate about Christmas? I hate the fact that it has become so commercialized and things get so hectic. Have you driven by the stores lately? There are 55 gazillion cars. It's a madhouse. It is an absolute madhouse, and I don't like that hustle. I don't like it. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like how crazy people get at Christmas. We should be remembering family. We should be remembering the reason for the season. I think people forget, and it just becomes very commercialized, and it becomes extremely hectic, and I don't like that. And last but not least, number 10, what is your most favorite Christmas memory? I don't know. How can you decide on one? Let's go ahead and talk about a Christmas memory with my brother first. My mom never wrapped gifts. She would just arrange them, so we would go down and we would be able to just dive in. And my brother and I decided one year that we were going to sneak down, set an alarm, and sneak down early, look at all of our gifts, then go back to bed. Because we could do that because they were all unwrapped. Or I should say not wrapped. And we decided, so I decided I was going to sleep in my brother's room. And I remember we did not have an alarm clock. And so for some reason, we wired up a wristwatch and hung it over top of my brother's bed so it was hanging. That way we thought we would be able to see it and we would know. And we were going to wake up. And we were going to go down and inspect our gifts and know what we got before Christmas morning. Yeah, the watch hanging from the ceiling, it didn't work. Not at all. But it was a good memory. Christmas memory with my dad. My dad wouldn't really help with decorating the Christmas tree. My brother and I and my mom did that. Except for the fact that my dad would wait until we were almost done, and then he would come and he would hang his Christmas bells. They are antiques that he had when he was a kid, and he would always be the one that hung the Christmas star on top of the tree. And that was always just really neat. And Dad always put out his old Lionel trains that we still have, and we still do put them out. They were from his childhood, so these trains are now like 75 years old. But they still work and they still run great. And so Dad would always put them under the tree, and we would have our little layout under the tree. And I don't know why I just thought about this, but I remember that one year Dad went out and got gifts by himself for us. And typically Mom was the one that took care of gifts. We know that they were from both of them because Dad was the one that was earning the money and Mom was the one that was spending it for us. But Dad came home, and I don't remember what he got my brother, but he came home with a sled for me. And this sled was awesome. It was plastic, and it had brakes and everything, and that sled was awesome. I don't know, but you know, it was a good sled. The only problem is when the snow started to melt, the brakes kind of ripped up the grass, but you know what? It was still fun. Christmas memories with my mom. Where do I start? I remember the one year we decided we were going to do a popcorn chain. And so Mom popped the popcorn, and we got the needle and thread, and we started to thread the popcorn on the chain. And we got to the end of the thread, and we were so proud because we were done. And we looked back at the popcorn chain behind us, and all that was left was the thread. Apparently our dog loved popcorn also. Yeah, that was awesome. One of the things that I remember most about my mom is that whenever she was writing in the checkbook, she would always write down, you know, I went to the grocery store, and she would write down the name of the grocery store, but then she would write down, you know, groceries for the week, groceries for Christmas, and you know, and if she went to a clothing store, she would write, you know, shirt for Mary Fran, shoes for Alan. And so she would always kind of write a little highlight of what she had spent the money on. So my brother and I got a little wily. Okay, maybe it was just me. And I figured out that I could just hang out with her, like when we were at the grocery store, and just kind of look over her shoulder at the checkbook. And she'd be writing a check for groceries. And I would be able to see like what she did during the day while I was at school. So I would be able to look at it and be like, ooh, she went to the toy store and she bought me a Barbie. So I kind of would have a clue of what I bought. Now this happened after I got older and never told her till I was an adult, but it worked really great. such good memories. I have a really good family. It's an amazing family. Anyway, now that I got started thinking about Christmas, I'm done with my tag. Thank you so much, Mary, for tagging me. I totally enjoyed doing this tag. I am going to be tagging Let's Get Fit with Sandy. I'm going to be tagging Frecky Fit Wolf. I'm going to be tagging Bee's Journey and Highway to Healthy. I hope you guys all do it because it is just so fun to reminisce about Christmas and talk about things that we love. So thanks for joining me today. Just remember, whatever holiday you celebrate, enjoy your life. Reach out and grab the happiness. Remember the memories. Be positive and no excuses.